For story time, we have a story about Dan and his lions. But first of all, let me call up Dave to help me with the story. Computer, call up Dave. Dave,
You're right.
hello. All right.
How am you doing?
I'm all right. And you?
All right, my kid, how am you?
I'm good. Are you ready for the story?
Oh, I'm busting me.
Excellent. It's about Dan and his lions.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. Yeah, he is. He's a really cool dude.
Brave Dave.
Brave Dave, did you say?
Oh.
Yeah, so he's really cool. He works for the king.
Can't come up with one for your name, though.
Can't think of one for Joe.
Go, Joe. Don't sound good, does it?
So he is really cool. He works really hard. He's trustworthy.
Wears shades.
He wears shades, yeah.
If you're cool, you wear shades.
Absolutely. He's the bee's knees, and he gets on really well with the king of the country.
Does bees have knees?
Bee's knees? I don't think so. I don't know. But one day, the king wanted to make him the top dog, make him the top boss, because he's so good at his job.
Of course he would. He's got a dog.
You think so? But the other top dog, yeah. But there were other people who didn't agree with that, and they wanted to be top dog. So they thought of ways that they could perhaps stop the king from making Daniel be top dog, to be the top of the business and whatnot. So they had a little planning meeting. They got together, had a bit of a chat, and they come up with this idea. And they went to see the king with
Was there a PowerPoint?
Oh, I don't know.
With bullet points.
Well, they didn't have those in those days, but yeah, they did work it out together. They schemed. They came up with a plan. And so they went to the king and they says, "We've got a brilliant idea, king. We think you should have a law for the next 30 days.
That everybody's got to have a dog.
No, that wasn't it. They said, you've got to worship you. Like he said, obviously they said this to the king, not you, not me. They had to worship the king for 30 days. And if anybody didn't worship...
Was they Elvis fans?
No, it's just the king of the country. Like he was the top person in that country. He was like really powerful.
All right then.
Yeah, so they were like supposed to bow down and worship him. But of course, Daniel was a good guy and he worshipped God. And so he wouldn't do that. So he went away and prayed to God, and they saw him do that. So they told on him.
Because he had his prayer on.
He did. He's had his prayer on 3 times a day. 1,
2, 3.
And so these guys went back to the king and said, guess what? We saw Danny and he was praying and he shouldn't be doing that. And they were all like this and that.
They had too much time on the man.
They did, didn't they? And the king was like, oh, no, you're right. I've made this law and he's got to, and I can't stop it. Because back then, if you made a law, not even the king could stop it.
No backshees.
No backshees. So the king
Control, Alt and Delete.
No, we couldn't do it then. So
I can't reach all the letters on the keyboard though.
Can't you? Oh yeah, that's true. So this poor king, he was very upset. He was pacing up and down and didn't know what to do.
Well, he was pacing up and down.
Yeah, he was
worried.
So
he was doing something.
He was, yeah. Shall we find out after the break what happens?
I'll go and find a tree.
Okay.
And we're back now.
Yeah, we left the story time.
I found me tree.
Oh, no, did you?
Feel better now.
Good. Well, we left the story on a bit of a cliffhanger, didn't we? Because poor old king was pacing up and down because he was worried that Daniel was going to have to suffer. He was going to be put to the lions because that was the punishment for not obeying this new law that he created.
He had to go and play with the lions.
Yeah, he had to go and be with them. And they're big, aren't they? They're big, scary, aren't they? Big lions.
Telling me,
because normally when you go to the zoo, you don't go in with the lions, do you? You have like a wall between.
I don't fancy that.
Yeah, it'd be a bit scary going inside with him, wouldn't it? Yeah, you definitely have a wall between you. Well, there was no wall between
Preferably 3 walls.
3 big walls and everything. Yeah, well,
and a ball of string.
Well, they didn't do that. Because Daniel had failed to keep to the law. He had to go in with the lions without any wall in front of him or any protection or anything like that. And
Laser pointer.
Oh, that would have been helpful. That might have worked.
So they could play with it, following it on the floor.
So the king had to put him in there, but he was really sorry that he did it, and he went away and he sort of couldn't sleep all night for worrying to see if Dan was all right.
Not surprised.
Yeah, you know. So he got up early to check him out, and he said, Dan, are you all right? And he was. He says, yeah, I'm okay. I'm absolutely fine.
That's cool, Dad.
The lions are just here. They're all sleepy. They closed. We're getting on fine.
Was them sleeping?
Yeah, they were all quite sleepy. Are you going to sing that song about lions sleeping?
No.
No. So, no, it was absolutely fine. And do you know what? There wasn't even a scratch on him because, you know, like cats have got like claws, haven't they? If you've ever been...
got sharp claws.
Have you been scratched by a cat before? I have.
No.
It hurts. It hurts. So he didn't even have a tiny weeny scratch on him.
Me and cats try and avoid each other.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We ain't best mates.
So Danny come out absolutely fine, and King was happy, and they were dancing and happy. Boogie. They did a what?
A little boogie.
Boogie, yeah. So all was well. It went a bit bad at one point. It was looking a bit scary, wasn't it? But it turned out all right. So what do you think of that story, Dave?
I think there's something missing.
What do you think's missing?
What happened to them bad people?
Well, they did go put in the lions, but the lions didn't sleep on that occasion.
Should we leave that one
there?
We'll
leave that there. We'll leave them there. PG-rated. And we'll go back to Danny and King dancing away because they're back together again because they like each other and they're going to rule the country together.
With dogs.
With dogs.
At least they had their cats in a cave. That's good, Dad.
That's it. Yeah, they were under control. Yeah, that's right. But there's no dog in this story, Dave. Only big cats.
That's what's missing.
Well, you're here, so you're making it okay, aren't you? Because you're helping with the story.
That King would have been better.
Yeah,
with
you
a
think?
Dog.
Yeah, and Dan as well.
Too much time on his hands.
Who?
The King.
The King needs to look after a dog.
Should go walkies with his dog. Bit of exercise, all good.
Yeah. So, did I already ask you this? What did you think of that story?
It's all right.
Yeah, all right. It's good. All's well that ends well. That's what we like, don't we? We like happy endings, don't we?
All's well that ends well for Dan.
Yeah.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. Absolutely.
So says brave Dave. Is it time to go, Joe?
It is. Thank you for joining me, Dave. See you next time.
Did you spot the 3 rhymes?
No, I missed that.
Go, Joe.
Oh.
Brave Dave. Dan the man.
Thank you, Dave. See you next time.
To roll a bit.
Bye for now. And that was story time.